I'm doing my poetry presentation on tattooing. My first slide is all about, is tattooing bad? Everyone knows, like, oh, you're going to go get a tattoo that's like, you're harming your body and everything like that. Your parents may be against it, but it's really like, as my first point is, it's just a different type of art form. It's, everyone says the biggest art form, or your biggest canvas is your actual body. Like, you can pretty much do anything with it. It shows expression. It shows like who you actually are. It tells a story. You can tell, like, if people come up to you, ask you, hey, like, what's your tattoo mean? And you can, there's a story. You can create a relationship right off of your tattoo. And people with tattoos, they can be judged against. People like, oh, he's probably like a low life. He doesn't really have like he probably doesn't have a job or anything like that. But in this picture right here, he is a doctor. And as soon as he takes off his doctor jacket, he has 2 full sleeves. Like, and he probably goes and saves people's lives. He's probably a surgeon and everything like that. And people don't see that. They just see a guy with tattoos or anything. But as soon as he puts on his doctor jacket, everyone respects him. Think before acting. I talk about, like, people ask me a lot, like, what made you get your tattoo and everything like that. Like, I don't know. I've always wanted. My sisters both have them, and I was like, I really want one. So I thought a lot about it. I talked to my parents about it, and the first thing they said to me was no. And then I was just like, come on, like, I really want one. And later, like, I just kept pushing and pushing, saying, like, I really want one. And then finally there was like, okay, they didn't actually say, like, you're on your own, but they pretty much implied it. They were just like, make sure you do your research about it. Make sure you pick what you want, something that you're not going to regret. And make sure you go to somebody that's really good at what they're doing. So this picture right here is my first sitting that took about an hour just for the outline. And then right here, this last one is the shading picture, which took about 4.5 hours. Again, piggybacking on what my parents said, do your research. First point, get an artist that specializes in what they do. For mine, I have a koi fish, which is part of Japanese art, and my tattoo artist specializes in Japanese/traditional tattoo styles, and that is actually my tattoo artist from my first sitting, and this is the tattoo shop I went to. Going on tattoo shops and research, make sure you do your research about getting a nice, clean tattoo shop. Don't you go to some place that's just like upstairs in an apartment building or something like that. Like, make sure you do your research and pick a good place to go. Ask people with well-done tattoos where they went. It's always, my experience from this is my friend actually has like a koi fish and everything like that, and that's exactly what I wanted. So I asked him, where did he go, because it looks really nice and everything. And he pointed me in the direction of my tattoo artist, and that's how I found out about him. And I couldn't have thanked him anymore. And research meanings of tattoos. I know a lot of people that go and get tattoos of something like a Chinese symbol, but it may not even mean what they actually meant it to be. And I find that kind of embarrassing. Like, do your research, don't be like stupid about it or anything like that. Cost. If you're getting a nice tattoo, you're going to have to pay a good price. For mine, for instance, it was quite expensive, but I went into that knowing that, like, if I want a good quality tattoo, I'm going to have to save my money up and everything. So one thing, just save your money up, and to the point, like, over save, so you don't like have to like worry about not having enough money for a tattoo. You get what you pay for. I believe that like comes into play in this situation. If you go to somebody that's going to pay $50 for a tattoo that I just got, that's going to look like absolute just horrible. And then if you want a tattoo, really quality tattoo, you've got to be willing to pay a price. Like I said, save up. And tattoo artists usually pay by the hour. That's just like a general charge. My tattoo artist actually paid a little bit over because he's probably one of the best from where I'm from, and he does it a lot faster. So he charges a little bit over the hour, a little bit more. Pain level, it's different for everybody. Everyone has a different pain tolerance, but for this chart, it kind of speaks true. This is just general. Blue areas are considered passing out, and which I mean it's kind of like ribs, the inside of your arm right here and here, and then everything else like yellow where I got is kind of like down near the lower end because it's my first tattoo. I didn't want to like go all out, and then irritating, like hands are pretty irritating as you can tell because it's like the more area where there's more bone, and it's like right on there, so like it's more irritating and it hurts more. Healing process. Always follow your artist's instructions about everything. If he's a good tattoo artist and it's a good like recommended place, they'll give you actually a sheet after you're done, telling like step-by-step instructions, saying like what you should do, what stuff you should use. Which leads me to this. This is the first stuff my tattoo artist told me to buy, and it's just Palmer's cocoa butter. There's nothing special about it. You just rub it on after you shower or anything like that, or when your skin is feeling rough, and that helps the healing process go by a lot faster. Another thing he told me to do, what you're supposed to do with freshly tattooed, you're supposed to stay out of the sun, which brings me to this. After my first sitting, I actually went to Hershey Park, which the vacation was already planned, so it kind of like, it was bad timing, but I had this, which made it worthwhile. It's just Tattoo Guard. It's like a special type of sunscreen. It has a really high SPF, which is 50, so it helps out a lot. Another thing tattoo artists recommend you doing is not scratching at the tattoo, which would ruin it. Just pat it down because tattoos get really itchy and everything like that. Cover-ups and removals. Highly skilled artists do cover-ups because it takes a lot more shading. So right here, this was the original tattoo, and this is the cover-up. And as you can tell, there's a lot more shading and just a lot more detail that goes into it to make the other one just disappear. It hurts a tremendous, like for tattoo removals, it hurts a lot more than actually getting the original tattoo. So if, like I said, don't get a tattoo that you're going to regret later, so you don't have to go through that removal process. And lastly, enjoy your tattoo. Like I said before, it'll have a story to tell. People will ask you about it, and it represents who you are and the feeling you were feeling at that particular time, and you'll remember everything about that day. Like I remember mine like it was yesterday. And so if there's anything you take from this informational speech, just do your research and enjoy your tattoo. Thank you.